In this video, we're going to be looking over this Rollei 35mm film camera, and I'm preparing this for sale here, and so I'm going to be checking it all out on video, hopefully giving you almost the same sense that you would have if you had it in your own hands. We're going to start the lens cap. This cap does not fit very tightly, so I don't know exactly how it's supposed to work. It fits on there and will certainly protect the lens in the case, but it does not fit tightly, so beware of that. So we can pull the lens out and lock it, and the shutter does work, and I'm going to be demonstrating a lot more here. I'm going to untether it from this strap because of the way this is fed through the case. So, and you can simply do that by just pressing in this little section right here behind the strap and work that out. So we can set that aside. Now, first thing I'm going to do is put some batteries in, or put a battery in the meter, and we do that by opening the back to take the back off, and then right here is where the battery goes, and so a penny is a good key to get that out, that little compartment out. So we just rotate that until it's loose enough we can just work it with our fingernail. Don't have much of a fingernail, so it's hard to get a hold of it. There we go. So now we have the battery compartment open. The plus side faces up into there, and so we can drop the battery down in there with the plus side facing up. Put this back in here and start getting that threaded. The battery does not come with the camera, it's just here for testing purposes. Kind of difficult to get that started. I take that penny, kind of back it up a little bit to make sure that the thread engages. I'm really having a hard time with this. There it goes. You have to get that very carefully lined up so you don't cross thread that. And you turn it till it stops. Just snug it up a little bit. Okay, and now we can put the back on. Has to line up just right. Okay, lock that. Now we can see here the meter needle is up here. And I'm going to point this light right into the top of the camera here. And the sensor's right here, so you can see as I put my finger there that that moves. So okay, so we see the meter is responsive to light. And then there's the other things here. If I move the aperture, that little ring moves. And also if I move the shutter speed, the little ring moves. So the idea would be that you'd get a combination of shutter speed and aperture that make that needle match in the center, about like it's showing right now. And then you take the picture. So, and then also there is the ASA or ISO setting right here. This goes from 25 to 1600. So if we set this much more sensitive, I'm going to just move that other thing out of the way. We can see the needle went up farther, and with the same light conditions, let's see, dialing that up to oh, I see. It doesn't change the metering, it changes where the where this piece starts from as you adjust the ASA value. So we can see that, and that's working. Okay, so to put this through its testing, let's go ahead and set this at the highest shutter speed of 1/500. I should point out here, this top decorative piece on top of the film advance lever has most of its plating gone, and you're seeing what looks like brass underneath. I don't know why exactly that is, but be aware of that. So you can advance this and watch the shutter. I'm going to open the aperture way up too. We'll be able to see the shutter in there probably very quick. Now we go to 1/250th, and then to 1/125th, to 1/60th, to 1/30th, to 1/15th. We can tell on these really slow shutter speeds, it's sounding very good. Here's 1/8 and 1/4 and 1/2 second, which is the longest duration that it has. And then there's the bulb setting, where it will stay open as long as I hold the button down, and then lifting my finger off, it completes the cycle. Okay, and I should also show here, this is where the focus is. It focuses from 3 feet, and you turn this to up to infinity. Not a very long distance to focus it. And this is a camera where you have to physically look at this and estimate about how far away your subject is and set that, and then frame the picture in there and take the picture. There's no built-in rangefinder, so you have to do that manually. I'm going to collapse the lens. I'll show you how you do that. You have to make sure that it is cocked, and then you can push this button here, turn it just a little bit and push it in. And then to extend it back out, you just pull this back and lock it like that, and then it will work. You cannot release this unless the shutter is cocked. So be aware of that, and that's the way it's supposed to be anyway. I'm going to pull this back out and open up the back, and then we're going to look through that lens while I have it on the B setting. So now it's all set to go, so I'm going to open that, and now, as hard as this is, I'm going to hold that like that, and then take this LED flashlight back here and look through there. And let's see, I see some stuff there, but it might just be on the surface. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to take this lens brush, and then this this has its own blower built into it, and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I see some internal little bit of haze in there. It's hard to tell exactly what I'm looking at here. I'm going to pull it out of view and look for myself here. Yeah. I'm having to hold that button down. I would say there's probably a little bit of haze down in there. It didn't look like heavy fungus to me. I'm going to just do that one more time. I'm going to say there is a little bit of haze in there, and I don't know how well that's showing up here. And there are some, I even see some spots that look a little more dark, so there might be a bit of fungus down in there. I'm looking at an angle here, so let's see. Yeah, there's a spot down there. Yeah, looks like there is a little bit of fungus in there. So be aware of that. I'm going to close up the camera. Well, while it's open here, let's just watch the film transport. And we notice this is the pressure plate that folds back up. And let's watch the film transport. That's working well. Okay, now let's put the back on and lock that. And then let's collapse the lens. And put the cap back on here. And then we'll reattach the strap. It's easier to put it back on than to get it off. You just put it right here and snap it right in. And then we can just load this into the case and get the zipper out all the way around on both top and bottom. It's a pretty tight fitting case, but then that zipper goes around there. But it is the correct one. It's a Rollei case, and it's got a place for the strap to come through. And so there is this Rollei 35.